Hi guys, Shibu with 1 for an eye here. At alam niyo ba na lumabas na ang patch ng Wild Rift ngayon? Patch 1.0. Welcome to another video. This time we are going to discuss the latest patch for LoL Wild Rift and essentially the very first patch ng Wild Rift. It's the patch 1.0 breakdown. Very interesting on how Riot or how Wild Rift formally lays out this patch at kung ito na ba talaga yung tuloy-tuloy na pag-rollout ng mga updates ng mga patch, and can we consider that Wild Rift is here to stay? Kasi, di ba? Meaning nun parang wala nang break kung panay-panay lang sila talaga magre-release ng patch. And you know, the interesting part about this patch, kaya siguro ang daming hindi nakakaalam at kaya rin parang surprising kasi hindi siya nakalagay doon sa main Facebook page ng Wild Rift. Actually, natagpuan ko siya doon sa Wild Rift Official Philippines Facebook page. Anyway, let's get into the patch. Una muna sa patch would be of the announcement of the Regional Open Beta. Magkakaroon ng Regional Open Beta for LoL Wild Rift. That means all players, both on the Android platforms and iOS platforms, can play mula sa bansa ng Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, Thailand, South Korea, and Japan. Interestingly, they mentioned welcome players mula sa Timor-Leste, Brunei, Cambodia, Laos, and Myanmar. Hindi ko alam kung lahat ng players doon makakalaro, pero ang duda ko is that they've invited some players there to have access for LoL Wild Rift as well. Also, I want to mention regarding the Regional Open Beta, that is October 27 Pacific Time. Pacific Time is actually 15 hours behind compared to the Philippine Time. That means kung October 27 yan, there is a good chance na yung Regional Open Beta sa Pilipinas ay darating ng October 28. And it is actually hinted din dun sa League of Legends Wild Rift Philippines official Facebook page. Another part of the patch would be of the new champion release, that is Lee Sin. It's already exciting to have Lee Sin in the game. One of the most popular champions of all time for League of Legends. Ngayon, sinamahan na nila ng skins, and that includes actually the ever so popular cheap skin, that is the Muay Thai Lee Sin, at sinama rin nila yung Knockout Lee Sin, which can be allured. Seryoso, nothing is confirmed here, guys, pero it reminds you of none other than the pambansang kamao, si Senator Manny Pacquiao. Now we move on to the 6 champion previews. Remember na itong mga champions na to ay only here for preview and not on full release. Ibig sabihin, mawawala sila and they will be released at a later date. For now, you can play them on the free champion rotation from October 22 until October 27 Pacific Time, and here they are. I-discuss natin, no? Mabilisan, describe natin sila. First up would be of Akali, the Rogue Assassin. Now, I did play her, and surprisingly, compared to League of Legends, I think she is easier to use on mobile. Her kit actually involves dueling. You may think that she is an assassin, and yes, she is, but one aspect na nami-miss out sa kanya is of her dueling capacities. Do not consider na quick burst lagi si Akali. There are instances that sometimes you need to really go back and forth with your fights using her kit, and that doesn't necessarily mean instant kill para sa kalaban mo. You need to be very stealthy. You need to really utilize all those dashes and all those stealths mula kay Akali. Next up would be Darius, the Hand of Noxus. He is a very immobile champion dapat, and when you duel with him, you need to think twice kasi most of the time mananalo siya sa mga matchup. Sobrang hapdi ng palo niya at meron siyang regeneration mechanic on his Decimate, and not to mention of his ultimate, which is of course the Noxian Guillotine, an instant execute kill na talagang true damage i-deal sa'yo once conditions are met. Now, here's my comment on Darius on Wild Rift, no? Ang mobile niya. Supposed to be, dapat ang inherent weakness ni Darius is of his immobility. Kaya naman binibila siya palagi ng Black Cleaver, or you can go Trinity Force, basta merong page doon sa component niya para makadagdag doon sa kanyang movement speed. Now, based on my experience playing in the normal queue with a lot of Darius and even playing Darius, I think parang bumili si Darius. Especially with the mechanic of the boots, especially kapag nilagyan mo siya ng boots of swiftness. I feel like it might border on some balancing stuff, pero I think masyado pang maaga para sabihin. Ewan ko sa mga Darius players dyan o sa mga nakalaro with Darius, what do you think of him? Does he look like he is faster right now? Ako, personal opinion ko lang to, personal comment ko lang during my experience playing him and against him. And the next one would be of Draven, the Glorious Executioner. Ngayon, wala akong masyadong reklamo kasi from what I expected, ayun din yung nakuha ko on Draven when he arrived on Wild Rift. Interestingly, out of the 6 champions, siya yung pinakauna kong nilaro. And yeah, if I'm gonna be nitpicky about him, I feel like ang erratic lang nung return nung axe. Minsan talagang napapwersa kang sa likod na pupunta yung axe mo kahit todo nasa harap ka naman. Pero feeling ko it just takes practice, it just takes time. I feel like Draven's kit is really what is Draven in League of Legends when we are talking about him being in Wild Rift. Next up would be of Evelynn, Agonist Embrace. Interestingly, I haven't played Evelynn. Like, huling laro ko talaga na seryosan kay Evelynn was back in Season 3 or Season 2. Sus ko po. A lot has changed with her kit right now. To the point that when I find myself playing her on the first game, on the first try, habang nagja-jungler ako, binabasa ko pa yung skills and spells niya kasi nakalimutan ko gawin outside the game. You should read her kit properly, especially on her second skill. You need to actually complete the charm mark to make the full use of it, kung paano pumasok, how to execute, and even how to fully utilize her ultimate as an execute mechanic or as an escaping mechanic for her skill. But nakakatawa lang that I fell in love with Evelynn, not on LoL but on Wild Rift, no? Na ang ganda ng kit niya, as in stealth, invisibility, you can become an assassin, you can be very proactive in ganking the lanes and be rewarded on it. And yeah, if you like ganking, if you like being stealthy, yeah, you should try out Evelynn. Now, Kai'Sa, Daughter of the Void. I haven't played Kai'Sa as well in League of Legends, but I played against a lot of Kai'Sa players, and I know how strong she really can get, especially when it comes to dueling. From my experience, kung ano nakikita kong kit ni Kai'Sa sa League of Legends, that is what I'm seeing also in Wild Rift. And kind of but feel that she will be a very strong pick as well for the AD carry position. Right now, on top picks for the AD carry position would be of Vayne. Some would still choose the Jinx. I really believe Jhin is also strong. Pero you might have two top picks here, and that would be of Vayne and Kai'Sa. Ezreal is also strong, no? Pero medyo dependent yung case ni Ezreal. I cannot but feel na masyado pa maaga para sabihin talagang super pick si Ezreal sa Wild Rift. Although, for later discussion, I think Ezreal will benefit a lot from this patch 1.0. And finally, we got Seraphine, the Starry-Eyed Songeris. Song stress na. Riot, feeling ko lang gawin yung Songeris. Promise, papatok yan sa Pilipinas kapag pinalitan nyo yung epithet ni Seraphine na the Starry-Eyed Songeris. Anyway, my opinion on Seraphine, maybe because I'm just an aggressive player, I cannot but feel that her ratios are a bit low, even for a backline spamming champion. Medyo mabagal din yung mga spells niya. And that's where my question lies. Siguro on that game, didn't give me really the best impressions for Seraphine. But I played against some good Seraphine players. And once those crowd controls and charm did land onto you, it is gonna be very rewarding. But I think kailangan ng proper follow-up lagi ni Seraphine. I believe it is kind of hard to carry single games as Seraphine. Personal opinion. But siguro dun sa mga Seraphine mains dyan and experts, let me know in the comment section. What do you think of Seraphine's carrying capacity in a Wild Rift game, no? Especially those who have concentrated on her. Down with the champions, next part of the patch would be in-game rewards, no? South Korean and Japanese players with Riot accounts are gonna be receiving something. We are from the Garena region, mga tol. We won't be getting something, but when we play Wild Rift, we're already using our Riot accounts. And sabi sa atin, expect rewards and, you know, free stuff within this year for our Riot account. Nice. And here we go, hindi mo talaga siya masasabing patch kapag parang walang binagong in-game mechanic masyado sa laro. And I love reading this part of the patch. And that would be of the item changes. Mga kaibigan, we have some changes on the tier of the goddess items. Mainly, they are buff. First up would be of the Archangel staff. Mana per stack has been increased mula sa 12 patong 15. That's 3 points. I really cannot see kung sino pang champion sa magbe-benefit dito. My best guess would be the likes of Sona, Seraphine. Those champions whose kit really would rely on always spamming your spells without any regard for mana. Pero seryoso, ang thoughts ko kaya din talaga parang walang masyadong gumagamit ng mga ganitong items kasi bilang pa yung mga champions na kailangan talaga nito. Archangel staff buff like that, ang pinaka magbe-benefit actually would be of Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia would be exciting to be seen on Wild Rift, pero sa ngayon wala pa. Another one would be of the Mana Mune, which converts into Mura Mana. It is actually the AD directed mana item. If you're a Spellweaver AD carry, like Ezreal, maganda yon. Para hindi mahal yung consumption ng mana mo, para mura yung mana mo. Diba? Mura mana. Anyway, bonus AD has been increased from 1% to 2%. That's actually big deal para sa Ezreal. And mana per stack has been increased from 8 to 10. So, without a doubt, main champion na pinaka magbe-benefit dito, Ezreal. Kai'Sa might benefit as well. There are some builds that recommend the Manamune and Muramana onto Kai'Sa. So, we'll see how it will pan out. Pero mainly, if your champion is a Spellweaver, meaning he or she casts spells in between attacks, dun maganda mag-build ng Manamune and Muramana. Tier of the Goddess mana per stack has been increased from 6 to 8. This applies to all naman. Anyway, one of the newest items for League of Legends Wild Rift, the Winter's Approach, which actually upgrades towards a Fimbulwinter. It is the tank-directed mana item naman. And yeah, napakabilang talaga nang gumagamit nung Fimbulwinter upon its introduction. Update on that, mana per stack has been increased from 8 to 15. That's plus 7. Imagine niyo halos doble. From the looks of it, dahil ang duda ko talaga, kaya walang masyadong gumagamit ng Fimbulwinter. Kasi nga, ang hirap pumanap ng champions na gumagamit sa kanya. And it is being recommended towards tanks, no? And there is a discussion na parang ang pinakamahinang role ngayon would be of tanks. My best guess, hula ko pa lang to, ang pinaka magbe-benefit would be the likes of Amumu. An Alistar is a wild guess. I did try the game with an AP Malphite and it was very rewarding. Nakakatuwa yung fact na hindi ko na talaga kailangan mag-worry about my mana. And I think it's really on Gragas, no? Anyway guys, ang thought ko about this is that etong buff na to sa mga mana items is mainly inspired for the reason na hindi siya masyadong ginagamit. Pero we have to account for the fact na kaya hindi siya masyadong ginagamit is because yung mga champions ay hindi pa masyadong kailangan yon, or wala pa yung mga champions na kailangan yon to consider something that fully impacts our play experience. I think that would be of Ezreal. Siya yung pinaka magbe-benefit dito. Ang laking bagay na ang dali mong may stack yung Tier of the Goddess mo, yung mana mo naman magiging mura mana instantly. Watch out for Kai'Sa as well. Another update on the patch would be of the AFK penalty. AFK penalty, which I really like back then, no? Ang taas ng penalty pag nag-AFK ka. But it's different for this patch. The AFK penalty has been reduced greatly. On repeating instances, may penalty pa rin naman, and I think it's still okay. It's still fair. Kasi ang running mantra naman for this reduced penalty is sometimes yung mga nadi-disconnect sa laro, hindi naman talaga nila sinasadya. Meron lang talagang sadyang mahinang internet, minsan may nagka-crash, minsan yung phone hindi kinakaya. And feeling ko for a starting game, being lenient like that is, I still think, a good start. And yeah, for the final part, meron mga major bug fixes lang dito. Interesting ha, they actually fix a bug of which the Guardian Angel makes your champion invincible, no? Sayang, di ko na-abuse. And they also fix some loading screen crash instances on certain phones. So, of course, it's a work in progress. And again, guys, we're still currently in a test. We're just about to enter the regional open beta test, which is obviously another test, mga kaibigan. And yeah, always participate. Give your feedback, give your input. Comment kayo kung ano yung mga experience nyo sa game. Put it on all platforms of Riot. Huwag nyo naman sila i-bombard negatively. Still be human when you give your reports, your feedback, your input on LOL Wild Rift. The idea is to share it with the intention to report it at para maayos, diba? Makes this game better. Anyway guys, that's it for my video. I hope may natutunan o nag-enjoy kayo sa panonood ng video natin. Leave a like if you like the video, and of course, subscribe to support the channel. Let me know in the comment sections pa, ano yung thoughts, no, regarding this patch. I'm gonna be, sa mga hindi pa nakakabasa, I'm gonna be leaving a link on the description. Guys, I am Shinbu the One for, and I always saying na lahat kayong gamers, mabuhay!